Show starts in 5 minutes.
Good evening, folks, and a hearty welcome to our drive-in theater. We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you, one that will provide several hours of pleasurable relaxation and diversion for you and your family. Did you fail to dress up for tonight's show? No tie, an old shirt and slacks, a house dress? Well, don't give it a thought. We're glad you came as you are. We just want you to enjoy yourselves.
Here's a new taste treat. The corn dog. Plump, juicy wieners are dipped in a thick, golden Southern-style corn batter that seals in all their freshness and flavor. If you like hot dogs, you'll love corn dogs. Everybody does. Try a corn dog with your favorite beverage. At the refreshment corner now. Corn dogs.
It's 4 minutes till showtime.
Yum, yum. It's time for a tasty and refreshing snack. We promise to satisfy your hunger, your thirst, your sweet tooth. So visit our refreshment center now. Let's go!
It's 3 minutes till showtime.
Men, there's a drive-in movie full of juicy people. Wow! It's a trap! Help! It's Pick! We've had it, men.
A pleasant aroma for you, but not for mosquitoes. Pick is easy to use. Light it and forget it. Pick's aroma keeps mosquitoes, gnats, and sandflies away. Pick is the best protection for barbecues, fishing and camping trips, or just relaxing in the yard.
So if you don't want our company ever anywhere, just light Pick and see what I mean? Bye!
Pick is on sale at the refreshment stand now. Show starts in 2 minutes.
Today we're interviewing a stomach.
Hello there.
What is life like as a stomach?
Oh, boy, it was humdrum. I mean, until what's-his-name discovered Tony's Pizza.
Tony's Pizza.
Yeah, I was suffering from the pizza cravings until Tony's came along. Crispy crust and zesty sauces. Wow.
And so now... What's that?
Another pizza craving. Just thinking about Tony sets it off.
Oh, where are you going?
He's going to get a Tony's Pizza, and I follow him anywhere.
Does your stomach send you pizza craving signals? Oh, wow. Tony's, the Pizza Cravers Pizza.
There are words men live by, words of strength, of wisdom, and of peace. We urge you to find the spiritual comfort and guidance we all so greatly need by attending your place of worship regularly.
Show starts in 1 minute.
Yum, yum. It's a meal in itself. Our all-meat super dog. Enjoy one now.
And now, on with the show.
Hello and welcome to the movie quiz. I am your host, Chris Mann Nelson, and in just a few minutes, you and I will be embarking together on a trivia odyssey of 50 points of movie trivia, puzzles, all kinds of great stuff. Tonight is game 2 of part 3 of season 12. So it's part 2 of the mini season that we are bringing this season down the home stretch. Just as a reminder, the top teams in each mini season earn a Yaddle card, which is each Yaddle card is worth a like a free pass in the championship game. So if you don't know a question, you can just type Yaddle and I will give you the point if you've earned a Yaddle card. And the standings reset for every mini season. Also, super important, there is no game next week. I know I had posted that it would be 3 weeks in a row, but I'll be transparent. I'm going to the Yankees-Orioles game, and I don't want to miss that. So with the next games will be on 10-2. So we'll skip next week. We'll come back for the last regular season game on 10-2, and then the championship will be the following week on the 9th. Also, you can see I'm still in the same. I'm in the movie room, but I'm back in a seated position. I'm old, and I've decided to sit down. It's actually just much easier for me to manage the game sitting down on a bigger table. All right, so let's jump in. Let's put this bad boy into in-game mode. Hello there from Doctor Strange's portal. All right, so we do have, speaking of portals, we have 2 choice portals left here for round 1. Is our first round in this mini season is going to be it's going to be crime, and so you've got Concoms and Lady Killer. Concoms and Lady Killer are your choices for this week. Last week we did Putting a Crew Together. It was a heist. If you weren't here last week, we did. I gave you all the members of a heist crew, and you had to name who was missing for half a point and what the movie was for half a point. Everybody did really well. Came out really nicely. All right, so let's see. Our winner here tonight by a score of 8-6 is Lady Killer. Lady Killer. So this is all about female assassins in films, women assassins in films. So let's jump right into it here with our first question of round 1. No, that's it. That's not it. Beatrix Kiddo, aka the Bride, exacts bloody revenge against the members of what group of killers that betrayed her in Kill Bill? Is that Fox Force 5, Deadly Viper Assassination Squad, 5 Deadly Venoms, or the Purple Cobras? How's everybody's week? Good week? If you had a bad week, you can tell me too. I'm here for you. All right, so everybody, solid start to the game. Most teams got this one right. They knew that it's the Deadly Viper Assassination Squad, the Divas. Fox Force 5 was the fictitious, similar thing that was in Pulp Fiction that Uma Thurman's character auditioned for. Or no, she was in it? She auditioned for it? I forget. She was in a pilot. All right, question number 2. What is the name of the title hitman's young protege played by Natalie Portman in Leon the Professional? Is her name Matilda, Amelie, Chloe, or Celine? What is that young would-be assassin's name? Also, it's not clear if it's fuzzy. I have to redo it, but I made a background since now that I'm seated lower, my television is behind me, and I made a movie quiz like DVD screensaver that's bouncing around behind me. I put that together today, but you can't see. It just looks like a giant fucking blur. So I have to figure out how to make the words "the movie quiz" actually legible in that. All right. So the answer here, the young woman in that with there's like some icky stuff happening in Leon. It's Matilda. Matilda is Natalie Portman's name in that movie. All right, here we go with question number 3. The Professionals writer-director Luc Besson also made hit woman flick La Femme Nikita, which was remade in the U.S. with Bridget Fonda under what title? Was it Boiling Point, Vanishing Point, Point Blank, or Point of No Return? So there was a remake of La Femme Nikita. What was it called? Also, La Femme Nikita, also made by Luc Besson. Oh, that's good. The Yankees are up 4.5 games. And yes, that's right. She did shoot the pilot, and that's right. The baby tomato says the Papa Tomato says ketchup. All right. So this movie that was a remake of La Femme Nikita starring Bridget Fonda is Point of No Return. That is your point movie, Point of No Return. All right. Question number 4. Speaking of American remakes, in 2024, this legendary Hong Kong action director remade his own movie, The Killer, swapping out Chow Yun-fat for Natalie Emmanuel in the title role. What is that movie? No, I'm sorry. The movie is The Killer. Who made The Killer? Who remade his own movie, The Killer? It also made some other interesting American action movies, like very 90s stuff, like Mission Impossible 2, which is from 2000, but it's still incredibly 1999. And Broken Arrow and Face Off. It is John Woo. John Woo remade his own movie, The Killer, for Peacock. And why? I don't know why. He must be like a Nicolas Cage has a tax issue kind of thing going on. Question number 5. Angelina Jolie plays an assassin or a deadly secret agent in all of these films, except for which one? Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Those Who Wish Me Dead, Wanted, Salt. So in 3 of these, she is either an assassin or a deadly secret agent. In one of them, she is neither of those things. Pick that one. All right. Nobody was really fooled on this one, even though it has dead in the title. Those Who Wish Me Dead is about like a fight. She's like a forest firefighter who's it was one of those Warner Brothers movies that premiered on HBO during the early days of the pandemic. All right. Question number 6. Name the titular 16-year-old assassin played by Saoirse Ronan in a 2011 film. Name the titular 16-year-old assassin played by Saoirse Ronan in a 2011 film. It's probably imperative that I lock this door because I don't even have the curtain as a secondary line of defense against my snooping offspring. All right, what was the name of that? What was the name of that movie? Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. It was called Hannah. Hannah is the name of that Saoirse Ronan movie. All right, we got 2 questions left here in Lady Killer. Question number 7. What star of the contract killer film Colombiana is the second highest grossing actress of all time with a filmography that's earned over $15 billion? What star of the contract killer film Colombiana is the second highest grossing actress of all time with a filmography that's earned over 15 billion with a B? Yeah, I've seen in the chat some people who missed last week. Glad to see you back. Glad to have some regulars back in the chat. I also see oh wait, was this Luc Besson too? I didn't think I realized that. I see a lot of Luc Besson. And Weezer was last week, which he produced this one. Okay. I would have missed the show for Weezer. I've seen them. I've seen them, but not in a long time. But they're probably my favorite band. All right. So this this actress who has racked up $15 million of box office between the Avatar movies, the Star Trek movies, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. It's Zoe Saldana. Zoe Saldana is your answer. All right. And your final question of this round. Which of these movies mentioned in this round has not been turned into a TV series? Leon the Professional, Hannah, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, La Femme Nikita. 3 of them have been turned into a TV series. 1 has not. Which is the one that has not? Did Weezer put on a good show? Because I'm one of those people who I never refuses to abandon the band, because every couple of years it's cyclical. They'll come out with like 2 great albums in a row, like Everything Will Be All Right in the End, and then the White Album, and then Rivers will just revert back to his horrendous habits of weird trying to be cool songwriting. But I never give up on the band. I'm wondering if they've when I saw them, it was in like the early 2000s, and they were very stiff still from like their comeback. And so I'm curious if they're looser and more fun now. So the answer here is Leon the Professional. Hannah and Mr. and Mrs. Smith have both been turned into Amazon shows, and La Femme Nikita has been like at least 2 different shows. One of them was just called Nikita. There was like a USA Network La Femme Nikita one in like the early 90s. All right, so that is the end of round 1. Let's take a look. So next week we know what our fate, or not next week, 2 weeks from now on the next game, we know that we will be doing Concoms will be the next one. So let's take a look at our scores. How am I going to be an optimist? Trivia rocks. Ulrich von Lichtenstein, all with 2. Sully and Pow Pow with 3. Plump Juicy Wieners, aka Stallone. Also Krista Curator and Old Men Screaming, all with 4. Rat Pack and See You Next Trivia with 5. Hitchcock's Dietary Consultant, and Tenet Logic with 6. We got a bunch of teams with 7. No Trivia Newton John, Biff Sports Almanac, the COVID Collective, formerly Avis and Bobo. I'm sorry that I'm assuming that means you both have COVID. That stinks. Han Still Solo and Sterling Cooper rolling Dolly Betts, and a 3-way tie with a perfect 8 between Marley's Chains, Machete, and the Helsinki Syndrome. So that brings us to our next choice. It's the choice for our picture round. Your picture round theme for this mini season is Los Angeles. And you've got the Ghosts of Old LA and Not Quite LA. Those are our 2 remaining doors. Last week we did the Coast is Toast, all about apocalyptic or otherwise dystopian LA. Also, you get just so you know, because people keep picking the portal one, you don't get anything for it. It's only marked as the correct answer because something has to be the correct answer. So you might as well vote. You might as well don't throw away your vote, guys. Don't throw away your vote. Don't Open the Portal is a third party candidate who is only going to siphon votes from the contenders who can win. I changed somebody's mind. I see that my account went from 3 to 2. All right. So our winner by a score of 9-5, working for a living, is Not Quite LA. Not Quite LA. All right. So this one, it's going to be an old school TMQ style, one at a time picture round. Not all of them at once. And the way it is going to work is I am going to show you a movie, and that movie, at least that scene in that movie, takes place, if not the movie in its entirety, takes place in a city just outside LA, either Beverly Hills. Well, let's see. It's either Beverly Hills or somewhere in Orange County, Beverly Hills, Anaheim, Santa Monica, West Hollywood, and a 5th one that I can't remember, but we'll find out. All right. So here is your first movie. Let me bring it to the stage. I'll make myself smaller here. No, that's not what I want to do. Neither is that. Fuck it. I'll leave it like this. All right. But let me pull it up on the quiz as well. So you have to determine, is this scene at least set in Beverly Hills, Anaheim, Santa Monica, Malibu, or West Hollywood? All right. So make your selection. So it's either somewhere in LA County or Orange County. One of these 5 cities. Where's the setting where I'm tiny and the thing is big? I don't want to be that tiny. I'll be that tiny. That's fine. I'll be that tiny. That's okay. I don't need the ego boost. All right. So this one the movie is Clueless, of course, and that is in Beverly Hills. Speaking of we're continuing the Weezer theme here. Time is a flat circle. We're coming back around with Beverly Hills. All right. Question number 2, movie number 2. Which of these 5 not quite LA cities is this? Quite an image. Alrighty, time is up for this one. Everybody, I think, I don't know if it's everybody who's signed up, but everybody who submitted got this right. You know, it's Angels in the Outfield. That movie's about the then California Angels who play in Anaheim. This scene is in Anaheim with Christopher Lloyd hanging onto the foul pole there. Cheating, really. The movie is about cheating. So Joseph Gordon-Levitt's parents can maybe get back together. Is that what it was? I can't remember. All right, question number 3. Which of these cities does this take place in? Beverly Hills, Anaheim, Santa Monica, Malibu, West Hollywood. All right. Time is up for this question. All right. So once again, really solid answers for this one. The movie is, of course, Sunset Boulevard, and that is set in West Hollywood. It's a West Hollywood film. All right. Nicely done. Look at that. 85% of teams. You guys are crushing it, crushing this this SoCal round. All right, here comes number 4. Where is this? It might not technically be this scene. I didn't feel like researching it enough to get into the nitty-gritty. But most of this movie takes place in one of these cities. All right, time is just about up for this question. That is Shelley Long over there in one of her during her ill-advised exit from Cheers, doing the movie Troop. Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills is your answer. Troop Beverly Hills is the name of this movie. And that's where they, if they're not there, I think they are, because most of the movie takes place in Beverly Hills. All right, here comes your next one. Which of these LA or Orange County cities that is not Los Angeles proper is this scene? Everybody's looking really good. All right, time is up for this one. That is based on, I'm trying to think, there's a stocking on the wall, so this has got to be Iron Man 3. And Iron Man, Tony Stark, he lives in Malibu. He lives in Malibu, California, until his house is like fucking wrecked shortly after this by the Mandarin. All right, here comes question number 6. Maybe this one we're picking up the pace here, getting a little harder. Not in this round are Beverly Hills Chihuahua or Beverly Hills Ninja. There's a surprising amount of movies with Beverly Hills in the title. All righty, time is up. This one, I don't know if most people actually knew this, or you just did the law of averages that we haven't gone with this city yet. This movie is They Shoot Horses, Don't They? And the scene is in Santa Monica. Santa Monica is your answer. And an overwhelming majority of teams got that right. Nice job. 2 questions left here in the pick round. Here comes your next one. I mean, based on how well you've done so far, I think I'm predicting 100% on this one. Don't forget to hit the timer. Sometimes not exactly up. Yeah, there's still a few seconds here left in the on the clock. All right, so this movie, we didn't quite get 100%. My crystal ball was cloudy, but pretty close. This is Saving Mr. Banks, which is about P.L. Travers and Walt Disney, and the scene is at Disneyland, which is in Anaheim, of course. All right, and here comes our last picture of the round. We've got 1 picture left. Where did this movie take place, or at least this scene? That was Larry Crown before. What was the Larry Crown? There was like a Larry Crown joke some like 4 years ago on this show, and it's almost the 4th anniversary of this show. Good Lord, since I won't be back till October, I guess this is the anniversary show. I think it was like the 23rd, the 22nd in 2020. So it's been 4 years of TMQ. I didn't even, it snuck up on me. It was, I don't remember if it was Thanksgiving, one of the Thanksgivings. Also, let me know in the chat. Should I do Thanksgiving 3? I don't know if I can mine that much Hanks content 3 years, or no, it wasn't 3 years in a row, but we've done 2 Thanksgivings. But let me know if you want a 3rd Thanksgiving. All right, so this was a tough one. This was saved for the end for that reason. The movie is Tangerine and takes place in West Hollywood. West Hollywood is your answer. All right, so before we check out our scores and standings, let's make our next choice, which is the short round. Short round is 1 question that has 4 answers. And for this one's all about MacGuffins. And what we've got left is where in the world is Indiana Jones? Behind me is where he is. And human MacGuffins. So make your choice. Let me know which one you want to play. It's a 4-part question that there we go. It didn't open up properly. Sorry. Rosemary's saying yes for a third Thanksgiving. I do. Well, maybe. Well, let's see. Let's see. I did take a year. There was a year in between. I did a Thanks Steven, the Spielberg game. So maybe I'll do another gimmick this Thanksgiving, and then come back with Thanksgiving for 2025 if I'm still alive. All right, let's see who's the winner. Ooh, it's close. It's close. It's 8-7. This one was 8-7. One person chose Open the Portal, and that made the difference. The third party skewed it. We're opening the door tonight to Where in the World is Indiana Jones? Where in the world is Indiana Jones? All right, so here we go. This is going to be like 90 seconds to answer these. All right, so here we go. In his third adventure, Indiana Jones finds the Holy Grail. That movie right behind me. in the fictional country of Hatay, which was filmed at Petra in the country Jordan. But the other four MacGuffins are retrieved in which real countries? So don't name the MacGuffins themselves. Tell me the country where Indy found each MacGuffin. All right. So I'll give you, you know what? I'll give you a full 2 minutes for this one, because this is maybe requires a little more thought than a usual short round question. Short round. It's a short round question about Indiana Jones. All right. So I'll put 2 minutes on the clock, and it's ticking down now. And let me know the countries. They do not need to be in order. Let me make sure that's order does count. Order does count. I messed that up. So order does count. So Raiders, Temple, Crystal Skull, Dial of Destiny. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should have made it so that they didn't count, but I did. My B. So just make sure that they're in the right order. 1, 2, 4, 5. All right, you've got a little under a minute left for this one. Just a reminder that order does unfortunately count. I shouldn't have. I didn't mean it to, but it'll make it easier for me to make sure you get your points if you put them in the right order. Raiders, Temple, Skull, Dial. All right. Oh, that's a little alarm sound. I am going to you'll get a couple extra seconds because I'm going to start the timer now. So you'll have a few extra seconds to get this done. To send your answers my way. Sorry about the order counting. It's always something. Something I do wrong. Where the do this? Just cancel me for that. All right. So this one, the first one, Raiders of the Lost Ark, is in Egypt. The Ark of the Covenant he finds in Egypt. The Sankara stones he finds in India, of course. This was a tricky one. I was gonna be lenient, but a few teams broke the curve. He starts that adventure in Peru, but the Akator, the city of gold or whatever, of knowledge, whatever the fuck it was, is actually Brazil. They travel up river and go into Brazil. And 4 teams, as many teams up at Peru, did also get Brazil. And he finds Archimedes' dial in Italy. Interestingly enough, Italy and Archimedes' dial of destiny, the fewest, just about the fewest correct answers. That tells you something. All right, so now let's take a look at our scores and standings here. We got Trivia Rocks, Sully and Pow Pow, Ulrich von Lichtenstein, all with 9, Chris the Curator with 10, Biff Sports Almanac and See You Next Trivia with 12, Rat Pack, Plump Juicy Wieners, Tenet Logic, all 13, Trivia Newton John, COVID Collective, Old Men Screaming, and Machete, all with 14. Hitchcock's Dietary Consultant with 16. We got a 3-way tie for second with 17 points apiece between Marley's Chains, Han Still Solo, and Sterling Cooper, and with a nice 3-point cushion in first place. It is the Helsinki Syndrome. Are you back to Helsinki Syndrome? Because I put you in the standings as Oslo Condition. So whichever way you want to be is fine by me. All right, so that brings us to our halftime double time. If you haven't played this game before, In each of these little mini seasons, these 3-week mini seasons, you get one opportunity to seize everything you've ever wanted. But will you capture it or just let it slip? You can only use this once. It'll double your score for tonight's score for the season. It won't help you win tonight's game, but you get to do it once and only once. Six teams going for it. 6 teams going for it. That's fun. 8 teams going for it. I think maybe because we had some teams that missed last week, or they're just joining us for the first time, so making up on ground. Again, this season, every team will be eligible to win the championship game. I did away with the gatekeeping, elitist, restrictive top 3 teams, but I still reward you with the Yaddle card for finishing on top. So yeah, 9 teams going for it. Nice. All right. So that's going to bring us to our next choice portal, which is mystery rounds. It is our puzzle round. So because this series of games is inspired by Marcellus Wallace's Briefcase from Pulp Fiction, we're talking all of our puzzle rounds are going to be mystery rounds. So how do you solve a problem like Maria, or when do you want to solve this puzzle? So all of these, I'll ask you 7 trivia questions, and somewhere within the questions or the answers, there's a theme. There's some kind of connective tissue. And you have to figure that out. Or not. You could get it wrong. It won't affect the other ones. Oh, right now I'm peeking, and we have a tie. I might have. Oh no, we have a leader. Who's it gonna be? All right, no, it is a tie. Tie goes to, but nobody did the portal. I'm gonna tiebreaker goes to me. I'm Kamala Harris in this scenario, and I'm gonna go with how do you solve a problem like Maria? How do you solve when do you want to solve this puzzle? Tied it right at the last second, but I'm going to stick with what was about to win, which was not this one, but the other one. How do you solve a problem like Maria? All right. So take notes of make note. I don't know if you want to write it down of the questions, the answers. There will be connective tissue. All of it won't jump between answers and questions. I know that confused. I did that once and people got pissed off, rightfully. It's either all in the questions or it's all in the answers. All right, so here comes your first question in the puzzle round, this mystery round. The Stephen King novella, The Body, was retitled to what when it was adapted into a film in 1986? The Stephen King novella, The Body, was retitled to what when it was turned into a movie? All right. So your answer here, it was a novella, and it turned into Stand By Me. Stand By Me is your answer for question number 1. All right. Question number 2. What 2016 movie is one of only 3 movies ever to receive 14 Oscar nominations, and the only one of those that's a musical? What 2016 movie is one of only 3 movies to ever receive 14 Oscar nominations? They're tied with 2 other movies for the most Oscar nominations ever, and this one's the only one of those that is a musical. All right. So your answer here, it was not Moonlight. It was La La Land. La La Land is your answer. La La Land. All right. Question number 3. With almost nothing known about him, what name is given to the enigmatic Deadly Sins killer? Last week's mystery was the 7 Deadly Sins, played by Kevin Spacey in 7. I don't want to write his name out. With almost nothing known about him, what name is given to the enigmatic Deadly Sins killer in 7? It's the 7 in. I haven't seen this one in a while. I got to watch. What was on number 2? I can double check it. I have nothing but correct answers on number 2. So if it must not have gone through, must not have gotten to me. If I'm not seeing it, that means it didn't get to me. All right. So your answer for this one, the seven Deadly Sins killer, is John Doe. John Doe is your answer. All right. What's going on here? Show me the answer. Oh, also of note, I made the joke in the double time thing when the shit hit the fan in the last question last week. That was optimum cut. It wasn't just it dropping because of like a weird thing with like our address and our new address. They cut off my entire internet service. And so it was pretty wild. It was an interesting day the next day to try to fix that. Oh, good question, Rosemary. The connection is okay. So I explained this last week, but I should have explained it again for people who missed last week. The title of the category might not connect directly, but it might help you. It won't give you any clues to what you're about to answer, but it will help. It might help you solve the puzzle at the end. All right. It is intentional. All right. Question number 4. Which song from Moana earned Lin-Manuel Miranda his first Oscar nomination? Was it How Far I'll Go, Shiny, You're Welcome, or We Know the Way? I can't remember. This didn't win. I can't remember what did win that year, but this is a great song. The answer is How Far I'll Go. How Far I'll Go was the one that got him. That one was legit. Disney fucked up when they submitted Dos Oruguitas instead of We Don't Talk About Bruno, because that would be a slam dunk, but they didn't even submit it. Most teams got it. How Far I'll Go. Here we go. Question number 5. Playing on a daily tradition in the film's native London, what is the code name / letter? What code name / letter? You can write just the letter because it's the MIB convention. Belongs to the agency leader, played by Liam Neeson in Men in Black International. What is the name? What is the code name / letter given to the agency leader, played by Neeson? All right, time is just about up. He is based on his Britishness. Well, he's Irish, but I guess the character is British. He is High T, chuckle, chuckle, chuckle. Going along with the letter naming convention of Men in Black. 60% got that one right. All right, question number 6. We're getting to the point where if you maybe think you've solved the mystery, you can kind of reverse engineer your answers if you're not sure. Starting with the second film, which of the Ghostbusters also runs an occult bookshop? Is it Ray Stantz, Peter Venkman, Egon Spengler, or Winston Zeddemore? All right, the one that runs an occult bookshop in Ghostbusters 2 and Ghostbusters after the two new ones, it's Ray Stantz, the heart of the Ghostbusters. All right, we got one regular question left before I ask you to solve the puzzle. Question number 7. Pixar became the first studio to win Best Animated Feature Oscars in 3 consecutive decades when this 2020 film starring Jamie Foxx took home the award. They became the first studio to win in 3 decades when this movie won. And I forgot. I'm going to show you I'm going to give you the notes because I know that sometimes it's hard to remember all this stuff. But if you don't like having the notes, if you think it should be harder, I can change it back for next week for the mystery round. All right. So this movie, I think everybody who submitted got it right. It is Soul. Soul is the movie. All right. So now it is time to figure out what the theme is. What is the mystery theme throughout the previous answers? Stand By Me, La La Land, John Doe, How Far I'll Go, High Tea, Ray Stantz, and Soul. Give you a few seconds to think it out. Yeah, people are writing it different ways, but getting it correct. Starting the timer now. All right, so let me just grade this up. Doing the correct ones. A lot of people getting it right, but just saying it in different ways. All right, so you've got John Doe, Ray Stantz. You got Doe, Ray. You got John Doe, Ray Stantz, Stand By Me, How Far I'll Go, Soul, La La Land, and T, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti. Soufflage, the song from Sound of Music, the musical scales, however you said it, as long as you referenced that it's the musical scales, do re mi fa so, and that, my friends, is why the category is called How Do You Solve a Problem Like Maria? Although I realize I should have called it How Do You Solve a Puzzle Like Maria? All right, so in order to keep things moving, because it's getting late, let's forego the standings and just go into our next choice portal, which is our double points round. And the theme, because Pulp Fiction has great classic soundtracks. is your double points round. So you've got double tracks and golden millennium, whatever those might mean. Right now we have a clear winner. The winner is the leader is extending their lead. I ended up peeking by accident. I like to be surprised usually by what it's going to be, but I ended up peeking by accident. And what my little peek and peepers saw was Golden Millennium. Golden Millennium is going to be your double points round tonight. Let me just find it here on the board. Golden Millennium. So it's best original song winners of the 21st century. Yes, more Oscar horseshit. This one's all about the songs that have won the best original Oscar in the last 24 years. And so I'm going to give you the song, and for one point, you name the artist who sang it. Maybe more people won the Oscar because they wrote it, but this person wrote it and sang it. That's just the person that I need. And then the movie that it was from. Simple, straightforward. All right, so here comes, oh, look, I even wrote a little explainer in there. Here comes song number 1, What Was I Made For, 2023. And that the year references the year the movie was out. I always, whenever I'm doing talking Oscars, unless I'm talking about the ceremony itself, I use the year that the movie was out. All right. So, What Was I Made For? Currently, the reigning champ of this particular category, and it was from the movie Barbie, and written and sung by Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish has won 2 of the last 3. She's won 2 of the last 3 in this Oscar category. All right, Lose Yourself, 2002. You can do this. You know this. Lose Yourself, 2002. I even referenced this song earlier tonight. All right, time is up for this one. So he did have one shot, one opportunity, but there was vomit on his sweater already from Mom Spaghetti. It's Eminem in 8 Mile. Almost everybody got that one right. It's Eminem from 8 Mile, of course. All right, here comes your third song, Writings on the Wall, 2015. Writings on the Wall, 2015. Just 9 years ago. It's upsetting. Disturbing. It's mostly been pretty big movies that have won this in the last few. You go back to the 80s and it's like very random films have won. All right. I did need okay, someone corrected it. Someone just wrote James Bond. It's not, that wouldn't be enough because I do need the movie, which is Spectre, and it's Sam Smith. Spectre and Sam Smith are your two answers for this one. Let's see. More teams got Sam Smith than Spectre. That makes sense. All right, here it comes. Number 4, my favorite one. It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp, 2005. If there are any pimps playing this game, my heart goes out to you because it is hard out there for you pimps. Last week, we had a fun one in this. Some people are saying pimp movie and pimp. It's not. A few teams guessing the 50 Cent movie, Get Rich or Die Trying, but no, it is. It's 3 6 Mafia from Hustle and Flow. 3 6 Mafia won an Oscar for Hustle and Flow. All right, we're halfway through the round. Here comes number 5. This one's, come on, Shallow, 2018. You got this. All right, time is just about up for this. So let me just regrade a couple of these. Everybody who submitted pretty much got it right. Almost everybody got it right who submitted. It is Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper from A Star is Born. A Star is Born. That's at least the second time that a version of Star is Born has won this category. All right, question number 6. If I Didn't Have You, 2001. If I Didn't Have You is the song. The movie is from 2001. It's tougher. It's getting tougher because it's ramping up. Okay, that makes sense. Sorry, I'm just realizing based on people's answers that I have to be a little flexible in my grading based on how I explain the round. All right, so the movie. Let's see. Let me make sure. The movie is Monsters Inc. And the person who won the award is Randy Newman, who usually sings all these his saccharine little Pixar songs. I'm not sorry, Randy Newman. But as people pointed out, it was the song actually was sung in the movie by John Goodman and Billy Crystal as Mike and Sully. So if you put either Randy Newman or Goodman and Crystal, I took that because based on how I explained the round, Randy Newman wrote it. I think he performed it maybe on the soundtrack too, but they sing it in the movie. So I took that as well. All right. The next song is Into the West, 2003. Into the West. All right, time is just about up. I'm just going over some of these, making sure that everybody's getting their points. All right, so this one is this song is from Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, and Annie Lennox sung it. Annie Lennox and Howard Shore. If you put Howard Shore, because he also performed it. It was his too. I took that as well. All right, and your final double points question before we hit the bonus, before we do our post credits blitz and wrap things up. Falling Slowly, 2007. Falling Slowly. All right, so let me just regrade a couple of these. Yep. All right, so it is the movie is Once, and it was written and performed by Glenn Hansard and Marketa Erglova. You didn't have to get both of them. A couple people did remember basically what her name is. All right, so let's head before we go into the last little stretch of the game. Let's see what we've got. We've got Trivia Rocks with 13, or Trivia Newton John 14, Sully and Pow Pow with 19, Ulrich von Lichtenstein with 21. Also, See You Next Trivia with 21. Rat Pack and Plump Juicy Wieners 23. Biff Sports Almanac 26. Chris the Curator 28. Old Men Screaming with 30. Machete 34. Tenet Logic 35. Avis and Bobo, the COVID Collective with 36. Hitchcock's Dietary Consultant and Marley's Chains and the Helsinki Syndrome tied with 38. And atop the leaderboard, tied with 41 points apiece, it is Sterling Cooper and Hans Still Solo. All right, so that brings us to the last little piece of our game. It is the post-credits blitz. So I'm going to ask you 3 sets of questions that somehow tie back to previous things that we've themes. They're just kind of bonuses, or they're an intersection of previous things we've asked tonight. Answer the easier question in the set for 1 point, or answer the harder one for 2. You don't have to answer both. You just pick the one that you want to answer. All right, here comes question number 1. Name the actor who plays the target of the title cruise heist in Ocean's 11, 2001, for 1 point, or name the actor who plays the target of the title cruise heist in Ocean's 13, 2007. That's for 2 points. Who are they trying to hurt with their heists? So we had heists last week, Heist got used last week, but we're talking more about heists. Oh, many more teams remembered Ocean's 13 than I would have guessed, because most teams got the 2-pointer. The 1-pointer is Andy Garcia, who plays Terry Benedict. The 2-pointer is Al Pacino, who plays Willie Bank. And what's interesting about those two guys? They were both in The Godfather 3 together. They were 2 stars of the third Godfather movie. So Andy Garcia was worth 1 point. Al was worth 2. All right, here comes question number 2, or set number 2. Name the live action animated Disney movie that earned 3 out of the 5 Best Original Song nominations at the 2008 Oscars, but lost to An Inconvenient Truth. Or name the Broadway adaptation that earned 3 out of 5 Best Original Song nominations at the 2007 Oscars, but lost to Once. Only 4 movies ever have gotten 3 of the 5 nominations. Little Mermaid was one, Lion King was one, and these 2 movies are the others. And for this one, when I mention the years, I am talking about The Ceremony. So the movies are from the year before. Oh, this one was harder than I thought. 2 teams got the 2-pointer. Nobody got the 1-pointer. I thought the live action mashup would make it easy. The 1-pointer that took 3 out of 4, but lost to a documentary. It's Enchanted, and the 2-pointer is Dreamgirls. Dreamgirls is your second answer. So that one I should have put that one last. I thought that was easier than it was. All right, and here is your last question of the night. Name the NFL team on the jacket Axel Foley wears throughout 4 Beverly Hills Cop films for 1 point, or name the NHL team on the jersey Cameron Fry wears throughout Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So we've got not just outside LA with Beverly Hills Cop. We've got kind of the heist and capering thing, callbacks talking about Ferris Bueller. All righty, time is up for this one. So Axel Foley, he is from Detroit, and so he wears a Detroit Lions jacket in all 4 movies. And Cameron, even though he's in Chicago, he also wears a Detroit jersey. He wears a Detroit Red Wings jersey. So both of these are Detroit answers. You got the Lions and the Red Wings. All right, so that is the end of the game. We made it. So let's check out our final scores for the night. We've got Trivia Rocks 13, or Trivia Newton John with 14, Sully and Pow Pow 21, Ratback 23, Plump Juicy Wieners 23. See you next trivia with 23. Ulrich von Lichtenstein 25, Biff Sports Almanac and Chris the Curator 30, Old Men Screaming with 31, Machete with 35, Tenant Logic 39, COVID Collective with 40, Hitchcock with 41. We got a 2-way tie for third with 42 apiece between Marley's Chains and Helsinki Syndrome. We've got Han Still Solo taking second with 45 points and taking home the win with 47 points. It is Sterling Cooper, Roland Dilly Betts. So nicely done to all our teams. It was a good fight, good turnout tonight. That was awesome. Thank you all for playing so much. So next week, not next week, 2 weeks from now, October 2nd will be the last of these games. Then the following week will be the championship. So yeah, this is the 4th anniversary. Happy anniversary to all of you who've been playing this for 4 full years and everybody else who's joined us along the way. I can't believe that's been going on this long. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Let's go, Yanks. McClunky.